Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fuel for Success. This is episode number 233. It's Thanksgiving week, and today is Monday. And just like every Monday, we're here to talk about health and weight loss and how to get healthy, stay healthy, be healthy, think healthy, talk healthy, walk healthy, eat healthy, and drink healthy. Isn't that right, my friend? Yeah,
That is very right. And you know what's funny is with Thanksgiving coming up, I have a lot of people that ask me,
right.
what do you do on days like Thanksgiving and do you have any tips? And my tip is this. I don't have tips. I have one tip. Enjoy it. One day is not going to define your health. Because remember what we teach on Fuel for Success, what Mike and I are all about is one word. And that word is lifestyle. So if you eat healthy as a lifestyle and you make healthy choices, then over a period of time, you're going to be a healthy person. So don't panic if you have an extra piece of pumpkin pie on Thursday or eat bad Thursday. Don't panic and don't be negative about it. You know, in fact, I believe our energy impacts moments like that.
Right.
Our attitude impacts moments like that. Approach it. You know, I was talking to the church last night. There's a scripture that says God gives us all things richly to enjoy. And I actually taught that I believe one of the reasons why some of you lose stuff is because you don't enjoy it the way you should. Like most people, Mike, don't even enjoy the home they live in. So they don't enjoy their family. They don't enjoy their life. So you've got to learn to start enjoying more. So I would say enjoy
Yeah.
your cheat days and your Thanksgiving meal.
I'll
Don't feel like
definitely
you
eat
have
it, and I
to,
think we
you know,
covered
not
this
me,
before.
just
But
because
portion
it's
control is such
a
an easy
habit.
way to
I
manage
most
some of these
likely
things,
will choose
and I'm
Thanksgiving
sure that
once,
when I go to my
but I'm
mother-in-law's
gonna
house,
eat.
and
Make
unless we
no
do it here, we
question.
may actually
What
switch
about
to
you,
do it at my
Mike?
house. Uh, and there'll be pumpkin pie, and there'll be apple pie, and there'll probably be some kind of a cream pie. And as my good friend brother Gordon Alexander told me one time, he said, "There's only two kinds of pie I like: hot and cold." And that's me, right? So she'll say, "What kind of pie would you like?" And I'll say, "You know what? I'll just give me a half a slice of pumpkin, and then put a half a slice of apple next to that." And then if you wouldn't mind, just put a half a slice of that coconut cream right next to that. So I'll just have a half a slice of pie. But I'm going to have all three, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or you could go around with a fork and like try everybody else's.
That makes you feel better. Mike, I'm learning about you that you love pie, don't you?
Dude, I know you just said something funny and I totally missed it. All right. And with that, hey, so let me see if we can get Matt back on here. We've lost connection briefly. And it's interesting, you know, we knew that it was going to be challenging to do a health and weight loss show on the Monday of Thanksgiving week, anyways. I didn't necessarily expect this. But yeah, exactly. And I know Matt was about to say something funny about me, so that would have been definitely interesting. But I really, what I said about portion control, I think is so important. And on days like when we go into holidays and we've got all the food and there's going to be so many things there, and I like what Matt said about energy. It's all about the energy, the attitude that you have towards the food. It affects the way that it affects you, and all those things come together. So eat smaller portions, eat sample everything, have some of everything, and I may actually just go around with a fork and have a bite of everybody's pie, and that would be not only social, right, and exciting and energetic, but then I get a little bit of everybody's pie, so that would also be good. The other thing that I think that drink water with your holiday meals, and drink more water. I know personally that in the past I would maybe, there'll be other beverages there. We'll have juice or whatever, and I think drinking more water, of course, increases your ability to digest and helps with that sort of thing. Carol's calling me out. She's definitely not making me egg sausage and hash browns right now. So she's kidding, totally kidding. But I think you should cherry pie on Thanksgiving. What are y'all's thoughts? Who has questions? I want to remind everybody that's watching here live, we're going to try to get Matt back on the show. He's in a remote, undisclosed location somewhere, I think in Virginia, although I'm not sure. So we'll try to get him back on. But remember that if you're watching the show live, by all means, ask a question in the chat box. If you're watching later on the archives, email or text us a question. You can email me, mike@mattmaddox.com, or text us at 727-341-5599. And speaking of text, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of our buddy here. By all means, go ahead and ask questions. I was going to also talk about, real quick, wanted to do a quick survey of our viewers and see. I've just recently gotten one of these Jawbone fitness bands, and I'm just getting used to using it. And Matt's using a Fitbit, and it ties into some things that we're working on. But I'm just wondering how many of our viewers, how many folks that watch the show or listen to the show use a fitness band or a wearable or one of the things that clips on your waist that counts and tracks your activity, how many steps you take every day, that sort of thing. And I'd like to know how many people are using them, what your thoughts are, because I think one of the things we'd like to do in the future is actually do a review on some of these different devices, because they can be so beneficial and they can add so much value to your fitness lifestyle. Hey, welcome back, my friend. I know you were about to say something funny and I missed it, and it really makes me sad.
Yeah, it made me sad, and it's just one of those things. But hey, I was really enjoying your pie analogy, and I think I might apply that. And you know what? Mike, having said that, and I know we're having fun with the pie, but I love what you said, and this applies to everything. Portion control. If you sat down with 10 healthy people, and by the way, can I give all of you people out there some advice? Interview more people. The amount of free knowledge that you have access to in your church, in your network, at your gym, friends, if you meet a healthy person, ask what their habits are. You'll find that most of them, if you sat down with 10 healthy people, I mean really healthy people, you'll find out that they eat a lot throughout the day, but smaller portions. And so what you're saying, Mike, is you're going to do smaller pieces of pie every 3 to 4 hours. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Well, I might just have a half a slice of each kind of pie rather than a full slice of each kind of pie. So that'll reduce my pie intake by 50%. And I call that a win. Hey, Caleb.
Maddox wanted to say hi to everybody.
What's up, guys? What you doing?
What's going on, man?
On the road, having fun, living life.
Yeah, we'll have him on a few times this week, Mike. He'll be around. Yeah, I did, Alex.
Be awesome.
Here's the deal, Mike. When it comes to health, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to anything, find the habits. It's all about the habits. It's all about healthy choices. It's all about healthy habits. And study the habits of the healthy. And if you learn the habits of the healthy, all you got to do is do those habits, and you're going to be healthy.
Right.
So anyways, Mike, back to, I think you were talking about fitness trainers. Is that right, before I came back in?
Yeah, I did. I mentioned the importance of drinking water, even over the holidays. So if you choose water instead of a sweetened drink, that's going to, on Thanksgiving, instead of drinking Kool-Aid or a Coke, just drink water. I mean, that small change will make a big difference. You'll decrease your caloric intake by like 400 calories for the overall meal without really giving up any of the benefit of having a Thanksgiving dinner. So drink water instead of pop. And then I talked about fitness trackers, and I'd like our viewers to weigh in on whether they use them, if they do, what kind they use, pros and cons, because we'd really actually like to do a review of them here soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I do know that fitness trackers are huge. One of the main benefits is, and what we've talked about on our business show on Thursday, is it's what I have found with people that use the fitness trackers is actual motivation. Because once they see, like, wow, I took that many steps, it makes them want to do it again. It gives that good feeling of, I didn't realize, you don't realize, when you go take a 30-minute walk, how many steps you take, or when you park at the end of the parking lot, and like yesterday, I pulled into the church, I was the guest speaker, and it was a big church, and they had me a space, they had a cone right out front, and saved the space for me. When I pulled in to drop off my books, the usher came out and said, "Hey, I saved you that space." I said, I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. We're actually going to park out by the road. He's like, "Oh, no, you're our guest." I said, "No, actually, we insist." So we drive out to the road, and I was telling Caleb as we was walking in, I said, there's 3 reasons why I chose to park out of the road today. Number 1, because as many times throughout the day that you can get in a little walk, do it. Well, that was actually number 2. Number 1, I just feel like I'm too young to have my own parking space. I don't feel like I've paid my dues yet. So I said, you know what, give this to an elderly person or a guest. Like, just because I'm a guest speaker doesn't mean I deserve my own parking space. I appreciate the honor, but I was telling this to my son. I said, Caleb, we're too young to park up front. I can understand if you're in a hurry, but so these are little things that actually, believe it or not, you can do. And but the whole reason I said that is sometimes even those little things of parking, maybe more away from the door or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. What it does, even when you go walk the mall, or you go to Walmart, you start realizing, wow, I really started I took a lot of steps, and it actually motivates you to keep going. So I'm a fan of the fitness trackers, Mike. What's everybody's favorite out there? I'm curious.
Yeah, and I like people to weigh in on what they're using and what they like about it or don't like about it. And I see Tommy. Tommy, of course, he's an avid bicyclist. We know that, and he says he uses Map My Ride, which is an app. So I assume you probably got either an armband thing, Tommy, or you lock it in on the bicycle. And that's a really popular one. The Map My Run, Map My Ride sort of group of apps is extremely popular in the fitness realm. And great. So there's of course built into the iPhone. You've also got the health portion that'll track your steps as well if you happen to have your iPhone with you. I don't like when I'm on a treadmill or on an elliptical or whatever. I don't necessarily have my phone on me. It may be in the tray, so it doesn't work for that. And I like what you say about parking at the end of the parking lot, although in Minnesota it doesn't always work so well.
Yeah. Well, I just think, and again, for a lot of people, Mike, we're in the business and entrepreneurship. Depends on what your goal is. Like I said, if time is the issue, park a little closer. If it's one of those deals where time is not an issue, take the stairs. Literally, many times when I stay at hotels, unless I got a lot of stuff to carry, I'll take the stairs. I know the elevators, we just do it subconsciously because it's so convenient. But just getting in that extra 4 or 5 flights of stairs, it does impact. And again, it's all about, these are small little habits. But anyways, Mike, let's shift a little bit.
Sure.
Let's bring in some of the questions some of our viewers has brought in, because we only got about 7 minutes left. And we always want to take time for Q&A. So let's talk.
Hang on one second, pulling these up. Yeah. Let me ask you this first of all. How long have you been using a fitness tracker, Matt?
How long have I used it?
Yeah.
Well, I went through spurts. For me, I wasn't a big fan of the fitness tracker at first because, again, I exercise every day,
Yeah.
so I go, I would do, I'm average 3 to 5 mile day run. I'm average 30 minutes of cardio. So I didn't see the need when it first came out for me because, I didn't need the extra, accountability or whatever, even though I love to track stuff. So my mind is wired to like to track progress and, what I did. So it made me, I started using my phone, different apps, to track, how many miles I would take or how many steps. And then I just recently got into trying it out because mainly from a business perspective, Mike and I are doing something extremely, unbelievably world-changing in the health and weight loss world. And we wanted to just kind of, test them a little bit because of a couple of good reasons.
Here's an interesting one that came in a while back, and the question was, what are the top 3 reasons for weight gain?
Top 3 reasons for weight gain. Number 1 is probably carbs. It's probably one of the number 1 reasons. We live in a world where we way overconsume carbs. Another reason for weight gain is sodas and drinking sodas. It's like what I tell people. Look, if you just stop drinking soda and started drinking water, you're going to lose weight. Another reason is a lack of exercise. Really, it's true. These are the probably top 3 reasons that people gain weight. There's no like, what's the word? In other words, it's the truth.
Yeah.
One of the reasons people lose weight is because of sugar. Eating late at night, not eating breakfast. Ready for this? Eating too much. So one of the reasons people lose weight is because they follow the American standard, small breakfast, bigger lunch, massively huge dinner.
Right, which is inverted.
That's
really.
One of the reasons.
Yeah.
That's one of the bad carbs. There are good carbs, but anyway, so that's my opinion, Mike. What about you?
I concur with all of those, and I think what you were trying to say is there's like no magic solution, right? It's not a super secret, right? It's like exercise, don't eat carbs, stay away from sugar. It's not, there's not some secret that people who lose weight like, oh, here's the secret recipe. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not industry why people are overweight. It's not like, oh, I didn't know that if you drink soda, it causes you to get heavier. I didn't know that if you kept eating bread all the time and never exercised. It's not like it's a mystery. But this is a really good question that Lillian asked.
Yeah.
What are some healthy desserts if you crave chocolate and sweets? That's a really good question. So some healthier options that I do, because I love sweets just like anybody. My protein shakes, believe it or not, kind of fulfill that, maybe I would say craving or whatever, is, I put peanut butter in my protein shakes. Sometimes I'll get a rice cake and I'll put some of that organic white chocolate peanut butter. Amazing. You can utilize honey. And then as far as just allow yourself remember, you ready for this? It's all about lifestyle. What I'd love for you to do is get in such a lifestyle of eating sweets no more than twice a week. Like, I don't see how you can eat sweets every day and maintain a healthy body. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Because of the sugar. Another option I would give you is Whole Foods does have some organic chocolate that's not made with sugar, that's still sweet. Obviously, it's not going to taste like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So, but at least it's still sweet. And then I'll do a little bit, so what I might do is I might, sometimes I'll just go get a scoop of peanut butter, if I'm having that sweet craving,
Yeah.
So that's what I do. Mike, what's your take on that?
Well, I think any sort of sweetener, if you're going to have to sweeten something, agave is a pretty good option. Organic agave syrup or honey. Those are both good options. Stevia is. I think there's a little. I don't like the flavor of stevia as much as like an agave, for example. Understand that they do both still have a high carbohydrate content, but they're better than sugar, right? And the other thing is, I mean, if you have an organic dark chocolate and you eat like a square of it, great. Like, don't go in on the whole bar. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a square of it with your cup of coffee in the afternoon for a snack. I feel, I want something sweet. I have a little square of chocolate. You're okay. That's all right. It's about portion control. It's about moderation. It's about keeping it in balance. And I love to sit down with, like, I'll just go in on a big bowl of grapes, like dark grapes, get the black grapes. They're so sweet. I mean, they're as sweet as anything you'd eat, and they're very healthy for you. And to eat them rather than juice them, you sort of get that it's a little different vibe by eating them. And so I'll sit down with a bowl of grapes and eat those all day, man. So that's kind of one of my sweet treats, if you will.
Absolutely. And you know what? The key is not to bring it home, no matter what. I mean, I cannot stress this enough. If you're going to have a piece of chocolate, don't buy like a bag of it. Like, for example, let's say you love Hershey Kisses. Let's say you love, let's say you love Hershey Kisses. Don't go buy a big bag and put them in your cupboard. Because then you're going to have one, and you're going to start having one every day. Then you're going to be like, because it's so small, you're going to be like, oh, you know what, it's just, I'll grab one before dinner or after dinner. It's dangerous. Remember, the number one thing, not the number one of the number one things that we teach is don't bring bad foods in your home. That's the key. You're a whole lot less tempted when you don't see it and it's not there. So just don't do it. Like, I literally do not keep sweets in my home. Rarely. Because it's too addictive. It's too tempting just to grab a small little piece here and there.
Right.
And over a period of time, it's going to catch up to you.
It adds up. And if you have a lot of self-control like Bethany, you can just keep that chocolate bar in the cupboard and every once in a while go take a piece. A lot of people can't do that. It's like, if it's there, they're going to eat the whole thing. So maybe get a chocolate bar, eat a piece of it, and throw the rest away. Seems like a waste, but it's going to save your health.
Mike, the last thing I want to say, because I know we're out of time, the last thing I want to say to people out there that want to be healthy is you got to remember that emotions and the mind have a lot to do with it. Food is a very powerful thing. Food is an addiction for some people. It's a literal addiction. And it's got to be broken. I mean, Mike, we've had people on this show that actually were curled up in fetal positions trying to break an addiction to potato chips. There are people that have addictions to food as strong as alcoholics have addiction to alcohol or drug addicts have addiction to drugs. It is strong. That's why people need to heal emotionally. You need to heal from emotional eating. And that's why you've got to have a tough mind. Because at the end of the day, my friends, you've got to have the resolve, the knowing in your soul. Here's what I was going to say. At the end of the day, you need to have this. You need to know how much food affects mood. Your foods affect moods. Be healthy, you're going to be in a better mood. But when you come off the bad eating, be aware for some mood swings. Be aware for some irritability. Be aware for some cravings that you're like ready to go out of your mind. I mean, be aware of that. I mean, some of you that are like, you've never juiced, you've never exercised, you've never eaten salads, you've never eaten clean, and all you've eaten was the bad American diet of highly processed food and sugar. You're going to go through some valleys. Part of the valley is breaking the addictions All I can tell you is go through it. Feel that feeling. Love yourself enough to feel that feeling and just keep drinking the water and purifying your body and cleansing your body. Keep moving, keep juicing, and keep thinking positive. That's why the affirmations are so important. That's why it's so important for you to be around healthy people. You know, Mike, there's people that literally need a support group. I'm not
Right.
kidding.
It's
There's
true.
people that are overweight that literally need support groups.
It's great stuff.
Yeah. It is like smoking.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, by the way, Lance, next week, remind me, I got my opinion about the kitchen safe. I actually was watching that show this week with Caleb, and I'm like, don't misunderstand, I never speak against another person's product. But the philosophy of that, I'm against, and I'll share why next Monday. I
good.
personally would probably, I understand the philosophy of it, but I personally don't agree with it as a health coach, and I'll tell you why. I really will. I got strong feelings about it that I was like talking out loud while the show was going. I was out loud begging the Sharks not to invest in it. I was like, don't do this. You're making a mistake. This is not the answer. You're keeping America in bad habits.
When I saw that show, Matt, I said, Matt's going crazy right now watching this. I knew that you wouldn't like it.
I was going out of my mind, man.
Awesome.
Well,
Well,
I
hey,
love you guys, man, and thanks for bearing with the technology today. We're on the road, and thank you so much. What were you going to say, Mike?
I was just going to say travel safe, and we'll catch up later on today.
Yeah, we will, man. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30, everyone. Those that are watching for the first time today, this is Fuel for Success. You can always go to fuelforsuccess.tv and watch any previous episode. Also, go to iTunes and subscribe to our podcast. Mike and I are here every day at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, 20-minute daily internet talk show. Tomorrow's our talk show about life coaching and motivation. We're going to light you on fire tomorrow, my friends. Y'all enjoy your day, and you too, Mike.
All right. See y'all tomorrow. God bless.